tampons and pads have chemicals in it. How do you use it? What's the point? How do you get it in and out? It can last for years. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Jasmine Betsy. If this is your first time here, thank you, welcome. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. I am a registered nurse and an entrepreneur. I am going to talk to you guys today about using a menstrual cup. Okay, the most famous one is the Diva cup, and that's the one I use. What sparked me to share this is because I too had previously been very curious about this product. How do you use it? What's the point? How do you get it in and out? Recently, the Washington Post has announced that there is a tampon shortage. I want to share this with you guys so that you are aware of an alternative to tampons, pads, and menstrual panties. All right, so we're gonna get right into it. I have one on right now. You don't feel it. I don't feel like it's uncomfortable. It's kind of like you'll kind of forget it, just like you would a tampon. But if the cup does get filled, you could kind of feel like a little splash inside of you, not coming out. And that sounds a little gross, but I just want to be transparent. That's what it'll feel like if it gets really, really full, but not necessarily does it leak out. When you pull it out, you just tip it into the toilet, rinse it off, and put it back in there. And that really freaked me out. The whole idea of like, there's gonna be blood on my hands. What do I do? I started using menstrual cups, I say about 6 months ago. I'm in a sister circle and two of my sisters in the group use it. So I was able to ask the questions that I've always been curious about. Why? What does it do? How does it work? How do you take care of it? How do you clean it? How do you get it in and out? Now that I've used it for a couple months, more comfortable with it, and I'm ready to share my experience. Really just wanted to try it because I was curious. What I want you to know is that it is initially kind of a pricey investment. They run about $40, $45, but according to the manufacturers, it can last for years with proper cleaning and usage. I've only had mine for 2 months at a time because I've dropped them in the toilet. And I can't bring myself to use it again, even after sanitizing it. It's believed that menstrual cups are a more holistic approach to sanitary products. A lot of the cotton that is used in tampons and pads have chemicals in it, bleached cotton. There are organic tampons that are a good alternative. For myself, I still like to use a light tampon the first day and the last day of my cycle, just because it's so little that comes out that I feel like it'll be sitting an empty cup in there. The Diva cup comes in 2 sizes, size 1 and size 2. Size 2 is recommended for women over 30 and or who have a heavy menstrual flow. I started with cup size 2 originally because I am over the age of 30, but I then went back to size 1 because I don't have a heavy flow and I felt like it was a little uncomfortable for me and I like it better. I recommend when you initially start using these cups to wear them with a pad and make sure you wear it for the full cycle. Okay, don't use it one time and be like, this is weird. Give it some time, use it for your full cycle with a pad. And then once you get more comfortable with it, because there will be some leaking a little bit, you can go to wearing it with a panty liner, just like you would a tampon. I don't feel like this is a product that you can wear without a panty liner or without underwear at all, like some people would do with tampons. But once you get more comfortable with making this seal, you can just use a panty liner and maybe pack some in your purse, okay? It is recommended by the manufacturer that you can keep them inserted for up to 12 hours. I don't think I've ever had one in that long. You can. All right, let's get it. This is the Diva cup. Inside its original packaging before I open it up. This is the user guide. And this little pouch that you'll put your cup when you are not using it the rest of the month. This is the menstrual cup itself. Ta-da! Inside there are these markings that will help you measure how much blood you're actually expelling. I feel like this cup showed me that I don't really bleed as much as I thought I was. And there's a nipple on the end. You can cut it off if you want, but I do not. I feel like it's easier to pull it out with the nipple still attached. And I'm showing it to you at a couple of different angles just so you can get an idea of the size. Now the size could be a little intimidating, but girl, if you're sexually active, you got this, boo. Before and after my cycle, I sterilize it with boiling water and a splash of vinegar. I let it sit in the boiling water for about 5 to 10 minutes, and I've never had any issues with the plastic melting. Before I insert it, I wet the outside, not the inside, just the outside, and it'll help it glide inside of me. I fold it into a U, and I point it towards my back and up. Yep, towards your spine, like your tailbone, and point it that way and up. It's important to fold it over while you insert it. So I use 2 hands. You ain't got to use 2 hands. You see how it pop open? I purposely didn't edit that out because that happens. You have to keep it folded until you got it into place. So I use 1 hand to keep it folded and the other hand to push it up. Figure out your rhythm and what works for you, girl. And once it's in, I twist it a little bit and give it a little tug once it pops open and make sure it creates the seal. Now, removing it, I always use a glove because it's slippery, right? And if you have a hard time getting it down, you'll have to use some Kegels. Do some Kegels, girl. Now you pull it on down and you'll tip the blood into the toilet, bring it back over to the sink, wash it out, wet the outside. You can use some Yoni soap, a mild soap, no Dove, no Dow, no Dr. Bonners. You put it back on up in there. Overall, I do feel that this is a worthwhile alternative to try. You may try it, you may hate it, but I would say give it a full week of your cycle to decide. And if worse comes to worse, at least you'll be prepared to use an alternative. If you have any feedbacks that can help me out, please leave it in the comment below. If you have any questions that I haven't covered, leave it in a comment and I'll be sure to get back to you. Don't forget to subscribe and listen to your nurse. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please share it with another woman because each one teach one.